Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We are here from Airtame in Copenhagen. My name is Simon. I'm a Director of Product, but former Head of Sales EU. And I'm joined by my colleague Daniel, Head of Sales North America, to talk about channel sales and channel marketing.
Hey guys. Airtame is a wireless streaming device built for use in classrooms and in meeting rooms. And it is a fully cross-platform device that allows anyone, no matter what device they're using, to share their screen wirelessly up to a shared screen. There's also a signage component of Airtame, so you can control what kind of content is on these shared screens when people aren't actively displaying their own personal devices. We help organizations use screens better. So I can start this one off. So when we got started in the US, we didn't have any presence, and we were a very small team, and we needed a way to get our product out there. So taking those things into consideration, it was kind of the only thing we could do to start growing sales in a big way. So that was the initial reason, to reach beyond our network of a few people starting up a sales organization. To get started, the first step was getting a distributor who could deal with all of the resellers, because especially as a smaller organization in the beginning, we didn't have the capacity to invoice and track orders and handle shipping from our own direct warehouse or our own office out to all of these different resellers, or handle shipping to end customers. So, and on the flip side, resellers didn't want to deal with us in the beginning, because they're like, who is this new company? They don't have a proven track record. Why do we want to be interacting with them? So the first step was getting a distributor in North America, and we work with D&H Distributing, and they allowed us to open the door to a lot of different sales organizations. So that was definitely the first step.
Yeah, it was very, I remember it very similarly for the European perspective, that signing up a distributor became like the prime objective very quickly. And yeah, we talked to different potential partners, started negotiations, and eventually we found a really good fit with the EET Europe parts in Europe. So there was a few different things, key strengths that they could offer. One of them was that they were active in 27 countries. And a lot of the other distributors kind of wanted us to have individual agreements per country, whereas ET allowed us to make a European distribution agreement, and they could support us in all of those markets at once.
Yeah.
So for us as a small company, as you said, with limited resources, it was good that we only had to manage one key distribution partner in order to get distribution started. And then for the resellers, of course, what the distributors sell you on when you sign up with them is that they will give you access to all of these resellers that will just magically start selling your product. But that was also not really what we got in the end. So it was a lot of hard work getting the resellers to focus on us. And I think what really is the key learning there was to figure out how we can differentiate ourselves from some of the other products. We didn't have the highest price point or the highest margins maybe of any product they sold, but the fact that they could come with a new novel device, which all of the other resellers would maybe not bring to the customer, that definitely helped us get some mind share and get the resellers to actually focus on us and introduce us. And I think also the strategy that we had with both talking to distributor, reseller, but also focusing a lot on the end customer was key to getting the success with the resellers that we in the end got, because basically also the resellers, they will listen to what the customers are demanding, right? And that was kind of the combination of push and pull strategy that worked really well for us as well, is that, maybe, as I said, resellers didn't want to listen to us in the beginning, but when their customers start asking for our specific product, then they'll definitely listen, and they will want to do everything for the customer, right? The customer's always right. I remember after a few months of really focusing on the right partners in Europe, in the European part of Airtame, that's when we started seeing results. So combination of focusing on the right partner and also on the right set of customers. So it's kind of combination of channel strategy and product market fit, or product market strategy. That's where we really saw results. As you said, you talked about the train. That's when the train started moving.
Leaving the station.
Leaving the station, probably more,
Yeah, and I think we experienced something very similar in North America, where we knew that we were going to be losing or not making as much money by taking some of these sales through resellers and through the channel in the beginning, where there was some friction internally. Why don't we just take this through our web shop? We can make more. But we knew that strategically it was important to get it going there. So we made the decision to push as much as we could through the channel. Which, it's hard to go against the reflex, especially in the beginning of, hey, we're making significantly less margin on this because we're just giving it to someone or some place that we don't know if it's going to pay off. We don't know if it's going to come back. So it was a bit of a leap of faith.
Yes.
So there are definitely still some challenges that we face in the channel today. One of our big focuses now, we've grown our presence with some of our resellers in a very big way, but only with a handful of them, and we need to do what we're referring to and what is referred to as increasing our breadth of resellers, because we need to not just put all of our eggs in one basket. I keep using these analogies, but we need to spread out a little bit to help diversify our risk, but also to increase our sales. Because now we're a bit of a proven product, so we have the track record with other resellers that when we're in the industry and we're known, we're able to leverage that to help do it. But it's not, to go back to the challenges portion of it, it's not incredibly easy to break into some of these resellers, and it brings us back to some of what we started, where maybe you have to put in a little extra effort to push through there.
Nobody's more loyal to you than the money that they can make or the deal that they can close. So it can be tempting for a reseller, even the one you have a close relationship with, to point maybe to another product if they can make more money there. So really finding those partners that believe in us from more than just a financial perspective, I think has been one of the great challenges. And then keeping that relationship and keeping the focus on our product, and also keeping up with the market, you can say, when new products come out, trying to, so it's not like the recency bias that they don't just sell who has been in there training them the latest, but really keep on focusing on your product. That's one challenge.
We've been pretty closed with our distribution. We've been very strict about who do we want to work with, who do we let sell, because we don't want to dilute the brand, and we don't want to create a place that isn't exciting. So for the resellers, from a competition point of view and from where they can make money. So by bringing in new resellers to increase the breadth and lower our risk by working with more people, we also run the risk of diluting the brand. So it's a balance that a balancing act we have to figure out. Another challenge that we had in the past was by bringing it to the channel, our product is involved and we want to be there with the customers. And this was something that still we're trying to figure out to this day. And we have, our support teams dedicated to figuring this all out, and customer success. But when we aren't involved in some of these deals, how do we make sure the customer is getting the right experience with our product? You can only do so much with your manuals and what you have on the website, and you should do as much as you can there. But that's an area that has been a challenge of, if we hand this over to the reseller, are they going to give it the right service it needs? Are they going to bring in a competing product? There's a lot of unknown that you have to deal with.
It depends on what your product is. Airtame has experience with B2B sales, and anyone, basically, I would recommend anyone trying to do B2B sales should very much consider the channel. I would be very reluctant to not look down that path, because getting into the larger clients, a lot of them can even have restrictions that they can't buy directly from you if you're a smaller company. So anyone who's looking to do serious B2B sales should be looking for selling in the channel.
Yeah, and also if you're a consumer brand, you should be looking to sell through the channel if you're trying to get into retail in any capacity, because the big retailers, at least in the US, and I imagine this is worldwide, they're not going to want to deal with a small unknown brand and the whole accounting issues and all of that. So if you're looking to get into retail with physical boxes stored in stores, you're going to need to work with the channel and have distribution set up. Persistence, you have to really push on the resellers and on the customers in the beginning because you're unknown and you need to, we've said all this a bunch of times, there are so many products that they're trying to sell, so you need to be persistent. You also need to be patient. It takes time. It's taken us 4 or so years to get to where we are today, and we still have so much more to go. And it doesn't happen overnight, but little by little, it will take shape if you're doing it well.
But also to explain that it's going to take longer time than the things you might be doing directly with customers. So as you mentioned earlier, you need to have patience in making the results happen, and there might be people in the organization that are impatient or think that we can do this on our own faster. But in the end, the channel will probably be a much more scalable option. So if you have the patience and do it right and get the buy-in from your organization, then you'll succeed in the channel and get a much larger sales volume than you otherwise would. Yeah, I think for me, some of the key tips would be to think a lot about timing, like when are you as an organization and when is your product ready for the channel, probably would be one of the key tips. Not to wait too long, but also to find the right balance between timing. And then don't get distracted by all the flashy names or all these things in the beginning, like fail fast trial, and then if it fails with a flashy name, then try someone else, because there will be probably a lot of people who want to work with you, but you can't know from the beginning. So try your strategy and then fail fast and pivot or change your strategy if it doesn't work from the beginning. That would be my key takeaways for how to succeed with channel. And always, universal tip, always keep it simple, right? These are people who have to deal with a lot of things, so keep it simple and talk about value, not about your features. Tell the resellers and the distribution channel why their customers will choose your product over other products, because it provides more value in the end for them. They can either save money, save time, or some other value metric. So don't bang your resellers about your features. Don't talk too much about your features. Talk about what value you're providing to the end customers.
And what value you're providing to the resellers.
Of course.
Because the resellers' interest is, how do we make money on it?
Exactly.
And they're going to try to get the most margin out of you. That's the percentage that they can profit off of your product.
Yeah.
But you need to, when you're especially talking to reseller salespeople, at least in the B2B space that we're operating in, they of course want to provide value to the customers. They want to know it's a solid product, but they want to know how they can make money. So cater your message to who you are talking to or who you're selling to.
Thank you a lot for watching this channel sales video. We hope you got something out of it, and wish you the best of luck with your channel sales efforts.